Now, MP for Wa East Godfred Seidu Jasal and two other MPs have sponsored a bill to criminalize witchcraft accusations, and he joins us live on Zoom for more interactions on this. Now, first of all, your reaction to this. We have been told that women are still being accused of witchcraft, 6 of them in just 1 month. How long will it take for this law against witchcraft accusation to be passed?
Thank you very much for the opportunity. I feel so appalled that this situation has recurred again. It's pathetic. I heard the story. 6 women banished in 1 month is terrible. I have to say, however, that lawmaking is a slow process. We appreciate the accusations and the challenges that these women and other accused persons are going through. But if the law has to be effective, if the law has to be what it is and stand the test of time, it unfortunately has to be slow and effective. I have to say, however, that we've gone so far in our bid to amend the criminal code. The Criminal Amendment Bill 2022 is what we are seeking to achieve by this private members bill. I can understand the sentiments and emotions that are attached to this, but I can assure you that once we go through the process and this offenses, the criminal offenses bill is in place and passed in law, we should be able to achieve a number of objectives. One of them is that there will be a total prohibition of witchcraft practices in Ghana. For me, that's the most important thing. There will also be some other arrangements like prohibition of the professional witch doctors or witch founders. So there are a number of those sections that this bill, when passed into law, will achieve. But you have to also appreciate that we are getting a lot of stakeholder involvement and stakeholder interest. And for me, that is the hope. The chiefs are okay with all the proposals and propositions we've made. We visited the camp, we visited some chiefs and discussed the ideas with them. They have made inputs and we are in the process of refining them. Indeed, just before the last session was over, the last meeting of Parliament was over just last week, we tried to make sure that the bill was laid. However, the business of Parliament in the last 2 weeks became so compounded that our bill didn't make space into the order paper. We are, however, going ahead to Gazette. We are using this opportunity to do a final pre-laying stakeholder meeting. So I think in a week or two, we will be convening a stakeholders meeting to let them see the bill as it is, the amendment as it is, and then make further input so that once it's laid, the gazetting will have been done, will have surpassed all the time limits that are required for these gazetting to go on. Then we can begin the clause by clause amendments on the floor of Parliament. I'm sure once we do all these rubrics and do these foundations, we should be able to have this bill passed in the shortest of time.
So as we wait for the bill to be passed, what should be done to protect these women? Because lives are involved here.
I agree with you. I think that in our last visit, we called on government, particularly the Ministry of Gender, to look into this issue. There are a lot of challenges, including livelihood challenges. People cannot even get food to eat. And this time it's reported that, in fact, their places of accommodation is so pathetic and dehumanizing. Unfortunately, the gender ministry was what it is. But now I think there's some sign of relief. We had the announcement of a new minister. We hope that she will go through the parliamentary vetting process and be successful. If she does, then we think that there should be somebody in charge to get the policy and legal linkages right. Fortunately, the newly appointed nominee has some background in the place and the area. Indeed, she's also a member of the Gender Committee of Parliament. So she's very much aware of this amendment that is being done. She's very much aware of the practice. She has her sentiments and reservations about it. I'm very confident that with her ascension to be minister, something can be done immediately. But may I also use this opportunity to call on well-meaning Ghanaians, religious organizations, etc., to go to the aid of these people at the moment. Some do not just get food to even eat. And the shelter conditions are so dehumanizing. And so let's all rally to support these people whilst we wait for the quick amendments of this bill. Once the law is passed, lawmaking and law implementation takes a process. There's some gap. We cannot allow this to be going on. And I urge media, thank you for the spotlight, particularly your reporter, Jojo Kobna and his team. I think Joy FM is doing a fantastic job on this already. I hope that you continue the call for stakeholders and rally people to go and support these people. But may I add my voice to call on authorities, local government authorities, the DCs, the chiefs and people in this area, the parliament, the parliamentarian and so on, to come together and then do something about this so that this maltreatment of our mothers and so on could stop.
A delegation from the highest office of the land, the presidency, still did not bring in any dividend. What more should be done? What should happen really, such that as we wait for the bill to be passed, we can protect the lives of these women, and so that nobody will waste them to satisfy their own parochial interest?
I agree with you. I just wish that government was more proactive than this. This call has been on for the last 6-7 years or so. We haven't seen any concrete action. Indeed, that is one reason why for us as private members of parliament, we are trying to sponsor a private members bill to be able to cure this. We think that at the policy level, at the governance level, government will have been more proactive to do something decisive about it. But we are not seeing anything in that respect. That is one reason why we are exploring the law, the gaps in the law, to be able to get this thing done. So that at least once there's a law backing the banning of these things, then we could bring a stop to it. But in the meantime, like I say, it's not too late. Government, local government authorities can make bylaws. People can put in arrangements that you cannot do these things and get away with it. It may be a cultural practice, but they need more education to appreciate this. We think that once this law comes in, the areas are specifically spelled out. And my view is that that should bring an end to what we've witnessed in the last few years, particularly the heightened, dehumanizing treatment that has occurred of late.
Thank you so much, Dr. Godfred Seydou Jesao is the MP for Wa East and a part of a team of MPs who are sponsoring a private members bill to decriminalize this practice up there.